at 6 p.m. Alderman Orange,
Here.
Alderman Campbell,
Here.
Alderman Losh,
Here.
Alderman Bushman.
Here.
We have a quorum. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Don't even, Jeff.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Still on vacation mode, Jeff.
Did you do a lot of that on vacation, did you?
Okay, approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
2 meetings.
Oh, there's two, June 11th and June 25th.
Okay. Regular legislative session of June 11th, 24, special legislative session of June 25th, 2024.
I'll second it.
Alderman Campbell makes a motion to approve the June 11th, 2024, and the special legislative session on June 25th, 2024 minutes. Alderman Orange, second the motion. Alderman Orange,
Here, yes.
Alderman Campbell,
Yes.
Alderman Losh,
Yes.
Alderman Bushman.
Yes.
Approval of the June 2024, approval of the June 11th, 2024, and the June 25th, 2024 minutes have been approved. And approval of the 2024 utility adjustments, there were none. And approval of the June 2024 financials.
I make a motion to approve June 2024 financials.
I'll second it.
Alderman Campbell makes a motion to approve the June 2024 financials. Alderman Orange, second the motion. Alderman Orange.
Yes.
Alderman Campbell.
Yes.
Alderman Losh.
Yes.
Alderman Bushman. The June 2024 financials have been approved. Are there any public comments?
No, ma'am.
Okay, first reading of ordinance 2024-24-008, an ordinance of the Board of Aldermen of the City of Sparta, Missouri, authorizing the contract between the City of Sparta, Missouri and Empire District Electric Company.
I'll make the motion to put ordinance number 202-424-008 on its first reading by title and description only.
A second.
Alderman Bushman makes a motion to place ordinance 2024-24-008 on its first reading by title and description only. Alderman Campbell, second the motion. Alderman Orange.
Yes.
Alderman Campbell.
Yes.
Alderman Losh.
Yes.
Alderman Bushman.
Yes.
Ordinance 2024-24-008, an ordinance of the Board of Aldermen of the City of Sparta, Missouri, authorizing the contract between the City of Sparta, Missouri and Empire District Electric Company. We just need the second and final reading.
Go for it, Jim.
Do you want to do it? It's the same thing as a resolution.
Where's it at? This one? Oh, this one.
Yeah, second and final, but instead of that, you could do it.
Okay. I move to give the second and final reading of Bill
Ordinance.
Ordinance 202-424-008, by title and description only.
I'll second.
Alderman Losh makes a motion to place ordinance 202424-008 on its second and final reading by title and description only. Alderman Bushman, second the motion. Alderman Orange.
Yes.
Alderman Campbell.
Yes.
Alderman Losh.
Yes.
Alderman Bushman.
Yes.
Ordinance 202424-008, an ordinance of the Board of Aldermen of the City of Sparta, Missouri, authorizing the contract between the City of Sparta, Missouri and the Empire District Electric Company. We just need a motion to adopt.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 202424-008.
I'll second.
Alderman Campbell makes the motion to adopt ordinance 202424-008. Alderman Orange, second the motion. Alderman Orange.
Yes.
Alderman Campbell.
Yes.
Alderman Losh.
Yes.
Alderman Bushman.
Yes.
Ordinance 202424-008 is adopted. There are no resolutions. So we need a report from Chief.
Good evening, everyone. So my reports is real short this month. We just had a meeting a couple weeks ago, so therefore there's not a whole lot to add to that. Our citations were, we wrote some 33 citations for the month of June, and we had 14 arrests, a total of 212 calls. So I have the opportunity to speak to the Chamber of Commerce luncheon this coming month, so I started doing some digging on statistics and find out where we are as far as what the Sparta Police Department's been doing. So I went to the NIBRS reporting system, which is the National Incident-Based Reporting System that every law enforcement agency in the state and United States has to report to the FBI. We call it, we send it to MIBRS, which is the Missouri, and then Missouri sends it to the National Incident-Based System. So I went through and I just checked the year 2023, so we just finished up that a few months back. So I checked Sparta, Ozark, Nixa, Clever, Billings, and Christian County Sheriff's Office. And of those 6 law enforcement agencies, I'll tell you that the Sparta Police Department, or let me tell you how many, the statistics for clearing a call for the state average of a crime occurs in our jurisdiction, we solve that by making an arrest. That's a clearance rate. The clearance rate for the state of Missouri is 29%. So I want to see what each one of those other agencies' clearance rate was. Our clearance rate is 26% higher than the state average. And we are, of the 6 law enforcement agencies in the state, or in the county of Christian County, Sparta's is the highest. And the next highest is 10% lower than what ours is. So we are doing a really good job of taking the calls of where we respond to and finding out who that perpetrator is and making that arrest. So hats off to my guys for doing a really good job of following up and doing the investigation that needs to be done to solve those cases. So that's the only thing I really wanted to talk about is what our clearance rate was. I think that's a really big key for us. We do a good job of, if we're 26% higher than the state average, I think we're doing pretty good. Would I like our numbers to be 80 or 90%? Of course I would, but I don't know if anybody's got that kind of clearance rates. So, and then the next clearance rate, ours is 57%. The next highest number is 45, and that's through Clever PD. So we're doing a pretty good job of solving the crimes that occurred that are reported to us.
Smaller towns are doing better than.
They are, right, yes. It was Clever, Nixa, Billings, Ozark, and then the Sheriff's Office. So I don't know how Billings was so low, but whatever the reason is, because they don't have but one part-time guy or something like that.
Wow.
But overall, the bigger the agency, the less crime clearance rate they had. So overall, the Sparta Police Department is doing a really good job. That's all I have. Any questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it a state or it's either a state or a federal law when it is raining, you have your lights on your vehicles on?
Lights and windshield wipers is what it's called, is what the state statute says. I don't know that we have adopted that city ordinance, but the state law says lights and wipers have to be on. Or if your wipers are on, your lights have to be on. That's how it's worded. Yeah.
There's a lot of them today that didn't. A lot of them.
I can believe that.
And I've seen a lot of one-eyed ones.
today in the rain? Because the lights were on, they only had one headlight on?
Yep.
Okay,
I think they were, if I remember right, there were 6 of them between here and Ozark.
that's a lot. That is definitely a lot.
That's a lot.
But you know, people don't realize your headlight's out until someone tells them.
Exactly.
Rick was
Most
out,
officers
he's
don't want to
like,
make traffic stop
he's
in the
like,
rain
"Oh."
telling you your headlights out.
yeah.
Be honest. That answer all the questions?
When you pull up again the garage door at night in the dark,
You don't drive a truck.
you'll be able to tell that you got one headlight out.
Anything else? Okay.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Gage.
Hey, so we had a lot of good feedback about our 4th of July event. We had something of like 45 vendors there. A ton of people. We got some feedback from the police department that CCAD should probably be there in case something were to happen, so we'll make sure to do that next year. Going forward with events, we've decided to kind of scale it back and have fewer and focus more on those. So we'll have the Christmas parade, Easter, 4th of July, and summer kickoff. So our next event will be the Christmas parade. We're busy planning for that right now. Also getting estimates from AM Pyrotechnics on next year's show. We're hoping to get an estimate on a 3-year contract because that should hopefully be cheaper. And we'll present that number to you and then you can approve it if you see fit. So,
Did you get a lot of feedback from the vendors that were there? I mean, did all the vendors do pretty well? I didn't
yeah,
get to
so,
talk to a lot of them.
so Valerie said that I think most of them were pretty happy about
Okay,
it.
good.
They would prefer a longer event, since there were so many people there. We weren't sure how many people would show up that early,
Right.
but it was a great turnout, so we might make it longer next year.
Just started a little bit earlier, like 3 or so in the afternoon,
Yeah.
something like that. Or even do like a half a day, because I think Chadwick, I'm not sure what time theirs start, but I think they start somewhere early afternoon and then just kind of take it into the night for the fireworks. So the vendors would probably enjoy that. I know there was tons of people out there. They were tickled that they didn't have to park in the park. They like parking in the field
Yeah,
because so many people brought blankets in. And then some people that came in were like, oh, so the whole field's open? And they went back out and got blankets and brought them in. So a lot of people like that, just to be able to, lounge out on the grass and let the kids run and play. So,
yeah, absolutely. We're very appreciative of the rollers letting us use that.
yeah, it was a nice event. Appreciate it. Okay, so discussion and approval of the amount of the Alderman raises effective May 2025 after the April 2025 election. So I know that there had kind of been some numbers tossed around 200. Looking at the budget, it would kind of make more sense to just double and do 150. But I'm gonna leave that up to you guys as far as the amount that y'all would like to put in for.
I don't care, it doesn't matter to me.
I'll make a motion, we do it 200.
I'm second.
Okay, Alderman Orge makes a motion to approve a $200 a month for alderman pay effective May 2025 after the April 2025 election.
Did you just say 150 is what's in the budget?
We could do 2. 150 would make a little bit more sense, but 2 is not out of the question. So if you guys wanted to do 2, we can stick it at 2.
Do what?
Listen, whatever.
I'm all right with the 150, I mean, I don't care. But if that's what's feasible, that's what I think we would do. So,
Would you be willing to go 150 or you want 200?
He done seconded.
Yeah. So we'll just let it ride at 200?
sure.
All right, Alderman Orge makes a motion to approve for $200 a month for alderman pay raises effective May 2025 after the April 2025 election. Alderman Campbell second the motion. Alderman Orich,
Yes.
Alderman Campbell,
Yes.
Alderman Bushman,
Yes.
Alderman Losh.
Yes.
Approval for $200 a month Alderman pay will go into effect April 2025 after the election. Okay, so I have gotten probably 5 or 6 complaints, or not really complaints, suggestions that we decrease the amount of days that we allow fireworks in the city. Right now, it is 7 days prior and 7 days after. People are asking, instead of having 2 weeks worth, if we could do 1 week worth.
I'm good with one day. I swear, it drives me nuts. Everybody does it, and they all end up on my cars, on my parking lot, in my field, on top of my house.
Yeah,
You know,
they
I have
ended up,
idiots all around me.
yeah,
Idiots.
they ended up in our yard quite a bit.
They're still shooting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night, they were shooting them.
Even after the storm,
Yeah, it's still
yeah,
within time.
day before and after.
I swear, 4th of July is 4th of July, man, after that.
Yeah, it used to, that's what it used to be.
It's ridiculous.
One day of shooting fireworks and that's all.
But you guys are gonna get calls
Is that gonna
constantly.
hold good for the park?
Well, the only thing is yes and no. We could, like this year, the way we got away with it was we just basically did it because a licensed pyrotechnics company was setting them off. It was not individuals setting them off. It was a public display versus.
I realize that, but when you do that, you're gonna cause an uproar.
It didn't cause too much of an uproar this year.
Well,
And
no,
like I
it
said,
didn't, but
we were
you know,
outside that.
if you shut the people down, you're gonna have to tighten the screws on the park board too.
I agree with that, but for us to get it,
But they only do
I'm not even sure that we've been in within 2 weeks. Normally it's about 3 weeks out.
Yeah, it's normally outside that range.
But you're right, that is something to think about.
But that would be like a city special event, that kind of,
Yeah, it would be a public display,
It's
not a
yeah.
individual.
Yeah, I'm all for cutting it to a week or whatever. Or a day.
I'll give them your number when,
I mean, I personally, just as a city clerk, don't think it would affect the park board, because that is a city event
Mhm.
that they're putting on for the citizens. But I haven't read the code on that.
Playing favoritism.
Well, it's not, because this is a city event.
Not really, because your park, 4th of July display and stuff is it's a one-night deal.
I started saying,
And
yeah, and other
it
cities
don't-
do that all the
It
time.
don't go night or two before or night or two after, it's just one night and then it's done.
Well, that and most of the cities around here, you can only shoot on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And they have the big city displays. I just know we have several in our neighborhood that shoot them off, and we have elderly in our neighborhood that do not like it.
And some dogs are scared.
Yeah.
Thor's not scared of it, but some dogs are.
And they sure enough don't shut them off at 10 o'clock.
No, they don't.
We did our best.
We know.
You can't, there's no way you could stop everyone.
Yeah, you couldn't be everywhere.
well, if you did 3 days prior, 3 days after, that would give a full week. Or you could do 4 days and 4 days.
Four days before the 4th and then 4 days after. That'd be 9.
Be 9 days.
which is a nightmare to keep track of because people aren't that bright. Just call it a week, right? I mean, it's 7-day window.
Well, that would be 3 days before, 3 days after, because you'd have 3 days before, then the 4th, then 3 days after.
Sounds better.
A full 7 days.
Fine with me.
Three before and 3 after.
It's not gonna set good, but anyway.
Sometimes don't even allow it, do they? Does Springfield even allow you to do it in town?
Mm-mm.
I didn't think so.
Not in city limits. Or is it something we want to think about and revisit it next month?
I'd say do it now.
You know,
Why put it off?
Me too.
Well, that's fine.
Do we need a motion or something?
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to amend ordinance number 210205, cutting the days allowed to shoot fireworks to 3 before and 3 after the 4th of July.
I second the motion.
Alderman Bushman makes a motion to amend ordinance 210205 to 3 days before and 3 days after the 4th of July. Alderman Losh second the motion. Alderman Orge,
Yes.
Alderman Campbell,
yes.
Alderman Losh,
Yes.
Alderman Bushman.
Yes.
And they need to clean up their mess too when they get done.
Yes, they do. I got them everywhere.
Yeah, I picked up a bunch out of my yard.
Doing that not gonna affect, that doesn't have anything to do with the sales of
No.
fireworks.
No, they can still sell. Amendment to ordinance 210205 is approved. Okay, discussion and approval for increase of pay for the mayor for the city of Sparta effective May 2025 after the April 2025 election.
No,
That was added
Oh,
in.
that was added in.
Is that in?
Yeah, it was added in because I forgot Jarrett's, the Alderman ones. 'Cause
Yeah. We forgot the alderman in there.
I was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does on these.
They
They
come
picked
up.
theirs up.
Oh.
Guys, I'm sorry, I had forgot the Alderman ones. I was on vacation. I was typing notes while I was gone. And I am the one that's
Yeah.
asked the mayor about putting that on there for an increase for the mayor pay, because the last time the aldermans got increased, the mayor did also.
Yeah, may as well do it all at one time.
What do you draw now?
No, 600.
600 a month? What, anybody have any amount to throw in there?
100?
I just
I ain't
know,
going down to 100.
Yeah.
I mean, the mayor does,
Yeah,
she does a lot of, this present mayor does a lot of work for us. And, I mean, the other prior mayors did not, but this one does. She reaches out, takes care of a lot of business for us.
I would say at least a couple of hundred more myself, but that's me.
I'll second. If that works, I mean,
To increase it to 800.
Yeah. The increase to 800.
does that work?
Who's saying I'm gonna be sitting here next year?
I know.
Excuse
Me
me?
too.
You're running? Jeb,
Just
Hey.
because I run.
this is just your first year in. You don't run next year, so I've got you. Don't you even. You
All right,
guys
Alderman
don't do
Campbell
that.
makes a motion to approve an increase for the mayor of Sparta pay to 800 a month effective May 2025 after the April 2025 election. Alderman Bushman second the motion. Alderman Orge,
yes.
Alderman Campbell,
Yes.
Alderman Losh,
Yes.
Alderman Bushman.
Yes.
An increase for the mayor of the city of Sparta to $800 a month is effective May 2025 after the April 2025 election is approved. There is no closed session.
Do
Okay.
what?
So there is no closed session? So
I have a question.
what's that?
Over on Cherry Street, why hasn't the street right away been mowed?
I don't know. I can find out from Toby.
That is the Sparta South Special Road District,
Oh, that's
so it's there right away.
What?
special road districts right away. Thank you. I wasn't even thinking where that was located.
Okay.
You know, Mike,
Yeah, Mike will be the one to talk about. I know our guys have been working, did you want to say something?
Yes, I do. The city doesn't have an ordinance right now about weeds being in the right of way. We can manipulate or change that specific city ordinance to include that the property owner would need to mow the right of way, and that would take care of that issue that you're referring to.
Would that be the same on state right of ways inside the city limits as well?
That's all depends on how they word it. It could be
It
on
wouldn't take
state
care of that.
highways, that's up to you, how you actually word it.
Well, that's the state highway anyway.
Right now, the weed ordinance does not maintain, or does not include the right of way,
Right of ways, okay.
which I think it should.
Okay. We'll look at adding that on there. Thank you.
if it's a state highway, then I'm not sure we can do it.
I don't think you can do it on the state.
Might check on
No.
that, make sure.
Not unless you get a hold of them and get it verified.
And the special, I don't know how that works on the special road district.
Well, if it was an ordinance in the city though, it would cover that as well.
Should cover that one.
Well,
They went
wasn't,
down South Street. They bush hog South Street,
we were,
South Avenue, also South Avenue. They bush hogged up
about
along
us taking
trailer
over
court
special road district.
on the opposite
I haven't
side.
had a meeting with Mike yet.
Oh,
He hasn't come in.
well, since we're just on miscellaneous business, I'll put this out there. Mike Evans had contacted Tristan about getting rid of special road district and us just taking it over.
Now, I think Phil will go along with it though.
I wonder,
I
I
think
heard
that
that.
was, that was the reason why.
Mike's president now of the special road district. He's taking it over.
But he can't make that decision by
No,
himself.
not by himself, but
Yeah.
he's wanting to look into options about potentially doing that.
He'd asked me about what I thought about it, and I said, as far as I'm concerned, it'd be fine. I'd like to see it, because, the money that's, out there anyway, I mean, it needs to come to the city instead of being,
The city,
It would be better maintained that way if the city took responsibility with the snow and the trees falling and stuff like that.
and the money that is brought in through the special road district in city
goes
limits
to the city.
should be going to the city instead of all the county side projects, the outside of city limits projects. Cause I mean, everything south of 14 is in special road district, but we get the flack from everyone if something's not taken care of.
In the county.
Well, now, there is one street on the south side of the road that is not special road district.
Which street?
Go down South Avenue to the three-way stop, and that street going east and west right there.
Do you know the name of it, Jared? Do you know what the name of the street is?
Have no idea.
Magnolia.
Is it Magnolia?
Magnolia.
So that would be the cities.
Well, I think that's where the floodplain is.
It does look like they are in Road District 12, which would be the special road district on Magnolia.
Anything else?
Not for me.
You just need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Alderman Bushman makes a motion to adjourn. Alderman Campbell will second the motion. Alderman Wirch?
Yes.
Alderman Campbell?
Yes.
Alderman Lash?
Yes.
Alderman Bushman?
Yes.
July 9th, 2024, regular Board of Alderman meeting closes at 6:30.